Variable pricing seems to be the future of the games industry, whether the gamers want it or not. And I saw it first happening with PlayStation, but then it started becoming to prominence with Nintendo, which is what we're going to start with and then get to Sony after this. I said on X, variable pricing's depressing future. Oh, it's popular? Time to raise the price. Quote tweeting Fake Wizard. They raised the price to $80 on Amazon for the new Pokemon Pokopia game keycard game. So now there is a game keycard that barely has any data on it. And it is just an access for you to download the game onto your Switch 2. And they're charging you not a full price $70 for it, but now $80 for what amounts to a piece of paper in your game card. Fake Wizard replied, PlayStation, we're experimenting with dynamic pricing. Nintendo chases down a shot. Yeehaw! Lock and load, chuds. Pirate Nation. Amazon raised the price of Pokemon Pokopia to $79.99 after it's sold out everywhere except there. This is the variable pricing future. If something is popular, it will just leap in price elsewhere in a weird way, forcing people to get the FOMO of, if I don't buy it immediately, it will go up in price. Go in contrast directly against the historic, I'll just wait for it to go on sale, which is the same thing that's been happening with consoles for the better part of the past, decade at this point, where they blamed the global supply chain, COVID, the chip shortages, the prices, the tariffs, any other excuses in the world. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some sort of Alex Jones tinfoil hat conspiracy of backroom deals at the boardrooms talking about, hey, how about we come up with excuses and then we just raise the price to make people want to get it before it goes up in price in the future. It's the inverse dynamic. And it seems to be working because as of right now, the Pokemon Pokopia game is now sold out on Amazon as well. This is a Fake Wizard update. Pokemon Pokopia is now sold out on Amazon after they raised the price. So it didn't even matter. Not the fact that it's a game key card, which I am just ethically opposed to buying. Even if I wanted to buy this game, I wouldn't because it's a game key card. Yet I apparently am on an island when it comes to that because everyone else was like telling Nintendo, we don't care. It's Pokemon. We'll buy it no matter what it is. Fake Wizard, the Pokopia dilemma is a great case study. On one hand, you have Nintendo game keycarding a 6.2 gig game, artificial scarcity of physical editions in stores, raising the price from 70 to 80 on Amazon after selling out across North America. But on the other hand, the game is genuinely impressive. Combines Minecraft, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, and resource management mechanics into a unique experience. Offers an interesting story set in Pokemon that surpasses most of the Game Freak stories. Has a game share multiplayer function that allows couch co-op, missing key features, but overall works. This is the first time in a while where we can explicitly say the game is great and the developers kicked ass, not Game Freak. But Nintendo being greedy ass bastards cheapens this whole experience. The number of the unit and console sales here are not going to get Nintendo to be less greedy. Pokopia's success is a precursor to The Legend of Zelda getting game keycarded too. I would stop short of that because Nintendo went on the record before the Switch 2 came out saying none of their first-party games will be keycards. And so far, they've held true to that. That doesn't mean they can't change their mind as time goes on, but I'd like to think they will, at least for the mainline games, still put the games on actual cartridges. And also keep in mind, by the way, 6.2 gig game, that's like what the 8 gig card, they could have fitted on that. That's one of the cheaper cards. That doesn't even cost as much as the other ones. They're being cheap bastards with it. Almost like using this as a test case to see if they could sell these game key cards with popular games. So maybe Wizard is onto something. Stealth says, The physical edition of Pokemon Pokopia is now $80 on Amazon amid ongoing supply constraints. Oh, that's say the line, Bart. Pokemon Pokopia's popularity is on a level I'm not sure even Nintendo forecasted. It being a game key card isn't stopping the masses from wanting to buy the physical edition. Kill the Cajun. I'm a skeptic, so had to check this for myself. And what the fuck? It's not even a physical copy. You're paying for a digital download. Get fucked. Hey, but Eric, I have no issues with Pokopia as a game. I have issues with game key cards. Wholeheartedly agree, by the way. Quote tweeting himself saying, Lamal, this account blocked me for this comment about game key cards. Thin-skinned. We are going to keep getting game key cards for games they can put on actual carts if this keeps up. Way to go, Pokemon Weebs. He got blocked by Nintendo, which I'm already blocked by, and I have no idea what I did or said to get blocked by Nintendo, but that is a hardcore woke cuck that runs that account, clearly. Frittata, one of these shattered the internet. The other was so popular, it went up to $80. Yet both are the same concept. Fallout 76. To redeem your game code for the collector's edition. Pokemon Pokopia. Game key card. Now, I mean, the difference is with a digital game code, which I know people are already going to say, well, you can resell the key card to someone else. The end of the day, it's just the data of the game that's downloaded onto your system. What you're forgetting is you need to buy an additional memory card if you run out of memory. So this is a tax that they are putting on you as a consumer to buy bigger memory cards to be able to hold the games that you're already buying from them because they're too cheap to put the memory into the storage on the cart that you're buying. Not to mention in the future, what happens when these things are taken offline? Because people seem to forget that's what happens. Proto Mario, people conveniently leave out. Nintendo literally says re-downloading will be discontinued. The way people frame this is as if it'll be there forever, and it won't. Old game systems will break, and we'll have to rely on these games being backed up by people despite purchasing them. How to re-download Wii Shop channel content on Wii. Important. Wii Shop is closed for new purchases. However, this option will also be discontinued at some point in the future. Exact date TBD. I don't remember Nintendo ever promising people that game key cards would ever work forever. And when they do turn down the Nintendo Switch 2 eShop, or more likely the way Nintendo runs for the Switch 3, oh yeah, you want that game key card to keep working? We shut down the Switch 2 eShop 5 years ago, but we do offer an option to upgrade to the Switch 3 version with your game key card installed. You know that's coming, by the way. This is from Nintendo Prime that got community noted. Fun fact, every digital game you have ever purchased on any Nintendo platform ever is still available for re-download. The first started offering such games on Nintendo Wii that released in 2006. Any game bought on Switch or Switch 2 digitally or via keycard will likely still be available to download 20 plus years from now. It's not a problem until it actually happens. Wow, what a terrible approach to life. At the moment, nothing is ever indicated we need to be worried from Nintendo. Talk about being a shill to the extreme. How could you even type this? You corporate bootlicker. Holy shit, bro. Come on. Contrary to this claim, Nintendo has stated that the ability to re-download Wii games will, in fact, be discontinued in the future. But apparently, Nintendo Prime doesn't care about that because it's more important to suck the toes of Nintendo. This kind of stuff blows my mind. And it's not just Nintendo, by the way. We have Push Square. This should be illegal. PS5's dynamic pricing roundly criticized by disgusted Sony fans. But people still eat the slop, don't they? That's effing dirty. There's no two ways about it. Sony is now testing dynamic pricing as well on the PS Store. And we've seen evidence of it ourselves. For those who aren't aware, this works by adjusting the price of PS5 titles on a per user basis. So a power user in one country may see a different discount than a casual player in another. The best example of this right now is Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Unity, a game many may want to buy after its recent 60 frame per second update, which for some shows a price of $374, about $5 USD in the UK when logged out. That increases to about $13.34 USD when logged in. More than double. That's almost triple. According to PS Price's research, this A/B testing is currently occurring across 139 games in roughly 68 different countries. The US is currently excluded from the experiment. Many have questioned the legality of this practice, but UK consumer law concludes this is allowed as long as the retailer is transparent. The manufacturer has recently included all kinds of disclaimers in the PS Store, demonstrating the lowest price in the past 30 days, etc. While this was originally assumed a pro-consumer move, it may actually be a consequence of introducing this new model. Yes, it is. This is no different than what the airlines charge for seating on airplanes, which I would argue is also bullshit, by the way. But they've gotten away with it from backroom deals with politicians being arms and pockets greased by people pushing whatever agenda they want. Fans are understandably disgusted by the experiment and irate at the idea that they could be receiving worse deals on select games for reasons not all this makes me do is not want to ever buy games. Be like, I don't even want to participate in this. Like, set a game, set a price. If people want to buy it at that price, you got a sale. This is the problem with the digital ID when they want more information on people. This is where it's all headed. If they know what you have in your bank account, they know how much your house is worth. They know if you're renting. They know if you filed for bankruptcy. They know if you're married, if you're divorced, if you have kids. If they know all this information, they can literally create an environment to target you, to sell to you directly, to extract as much money as possible out of you. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the biggest fan of that approach. This is absolutely ridiculous and extremely scummy. One Push Square poster fumed. Shame on Sony. I'll be buying even less digital games than I already do. Despite requests for comment, the company has yet to make a statement on the practice. It's possible. Once it's gathered the data it needs, it will quietly phase it out like it never happened. If what Nintendo is doing is any sign, I would argue, no, this seems to be the direction it's all going. Got to be honest. It's also an understandable concern among fans that this is having the desired outcome. Make Japanese giant more money, then it could extend the concept across more games in more countries. Doesn't seem fair to us. Demand or supply issues don't affect digital games. Therefore, it's not clear how the manufacturer is determining who gets which promotions and why. It's based off their buying habits historically. And the more data they can gather around you, the more, especially with AI being involved, the more they'll be able to target you. This is scary. Pirate Nation, Sony's dynamic pricing, dynamic, there you go, now charges some accounts more money for logging in. There you go. That's the price difference right there. Quote tweeted by friend of the channel, Dr. Disaster. And this crap right here is a prime example why Steam continues doing nothing and winning. And we'll leave it at this. Neon, Sony is testing dynamic pricing on the PlayStation Store where different users see different prices for the same games. The A/B test shows personalized discounts up to 17.6% on over 150 titles, including first-party AAA games. That is gross. You think these companies care about you? They look at you as a wallet with legs walking around, and their function is to extract the money out of it. They're not your friend. They want to take full advantage of you to get the money from you. And this is sketch. And it's almost in a weird way, by the way, before I end it, feels pretty coordinated, doesn't it? The timing of these events happening at the same time. When the Nintendo Switch 2 launched, Doug Bowser, when he was still there, talking about, the dynamic pricing, we're going to adjust based off of what we feel the value of the game is to the consumer. That is now transformed into, we're going to raise the price if it's selling a lot. Yikes, bro. Yikes. That's a very scary future because it means your hobby that you love just got way more expensive. And it's causing a FOMO of, if I don't buy it now, I'll have to spend more in the future, which I would argue is going to turn a lot of people off from even participating in that game in the first place. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens with this because I feel like this is not the end of it. But for now, I'll leave that there.